let us move in the finger, but merely letting the finger rest without pressing the string down, rest lightly on the string and move again as high as we can above that finger without changing the angle of the first joint of the finger, the joint that is next to the string. In doing this, that we must create space inside this hollow between the violin and the arm. To do that, we must let the shoulder drop each time we raise the hand. Shoulder drops back. We must not allow the shoulder to join in the same direction of movement like that. That would paralyze us. But we must do this. Applying our pressure to the string. It is actually only the strengthening of the arch of the finger so that it may receive the weight, or a fraction rather, of the weight of the whole arm. In this feeling there is rather an extension, an expansion of space, with the shoulder relaxing, surrendering its weight, relaxing backwards, allowing the elbow to swing a little more around the violin so as again to bring more weight directly vertically over the fingertip. As to the shoulder, which remains quite free of the head, independent of the head, when we pull the violin away, its reaction is to fall back. When we push toward the body, its reaction is to come forward. This, however, does not occur simultaneously in a mechanical way like that, but rather does the shoulder anticipate the hand, making room for it, and it happens in a wave pattern. The movement of the shoulder is, of course, shared by the elbow, which also anticipates. To play the violin, we must also be able to move the fingers horizontally along the length of the strings. This way, with each finger, always involving the cooperation of the joints, not only of the finger and the knuckles, but the wrist and the elbow, and in fact the whole arm. In holding the violin, there is actually no fixed support for the violin, except when it lies on the collarbone. The violin rests on the collarbone, and the head rests lightly on the violin, free to move either from side to side or backwards and forwards. And no hold of the violin which must prevent its free motion. To leave the shoulder quite free. You can see how the shoulder can move that way. The elbow is free to swing, the shoulder is independent, the fingers can rise well above the fingerboard, there's space everywhere. The violin is resting on the pad of the thumb, which is still nearly vertical. I'm not allowing the thumb to support the violin from below the neck. It is important that the violin should be supported and touched only with the fingertip and the soft pad of the thumb, the involvement of the head and the shoulder. As we move our hand, pulling it away from our body, we are pulling the violin away from its hold between the collarbone and the head. The head, therefore, must allow its weight to fall and pull itself back, holding the violin, preventing it from sliding out. On the other hand, when we move the fingers toward the body, the head can be absolutely free of any responsibility.